cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
I've taken a coughing spell.
Not a coffee spell, a coughing.
Right. Not coughing.
Soul coughing.
Soul coughing. They had some good stuff. They really did.
They did.
Were they the ones that had the unmarked helicopters?
I don't know.
I always want to attribute that.
Who was the one
to
that
them.
I don't need to walk around in circles?
Yes, that was the OCD.
Around. Yeah, that just...
With the sweater unraveling every time he took a step. And it's like, no.
I mean, that's not even OCD. That is just straight up sensory wrong. That is a sensory sin.
Yeah.
You do not do that.
It was crazy. So the song is really cool. Don't watch the video unless you want to have nightmares.
Literally, his sweater gets hooked on a hook. And he just goes around in circles as it unravels off of him.
Yes. And it's disturbing. It really is just disturbing. It's been a disturbing week.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a... What's the word?
Hell?
Busy week? Tumultuous week?
Tumultuous, I think, is the perfect word. And it's like we had company. Omega came to visit us, and we found out that neighbors, unfortunately, say prayer for our neighbors. We don't even know them.
They wrecked.
Because it's a young couple that lives up above us, and they've been there several months. And from, they're what? Not quite a quarter of a mile, but far enough. I mean, we can see them. But that's it, because that's how close we want neighbors. About a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
That's a good distance. And so, for the few times that we see them getting in and out of their car and interacting with their dogs and stuff, they seem okay. They're not loud. They're not doing anything they shouldn't be doing. But, yes, they unfortunately had a car accident that was apparently around the same space that youngest kid had a car accident several years back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is pretty funny. Kind of funny.
No, it's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's not funny.
It's just odd.
It's not funny. It's just like, this is the same spot I wrecked.
And that they're possible, and they had gone off into the creek.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, kid went up the side of the mountain, ended up in the middle of the road with one of the tires under the car.
You think something spooked him?
God, that was a parental nightmare to have that phone call.
Yeah, to be called and for me to say, I wrecked.
And the first response was, "Are you hurt?"
No, just shook up.
And
in which way? Emotional or physical?
And that's
emotional, yes. Physical, no.
From a parent standpoint, I don't even know how I got from point A to point B. It was just like, go get baby. Because it doesn't matter how old they are. It's still baby.
Child.
Go get child. Mm-hmm. And
it's
so prayers for these folks. And I do think that there were some injuries. I don't know that it was anything massive.
Dude said his head was hurt. Lady said her back was hurt.
Because Omega knows things. Because he goes places and he knows people.
That's how we found this out. Was through him. He had no idea.
And so
we don't go out of our house. We don't know what the fuck is going on.
We went to the Wall of Mart today.
We are in our own bubble.
We went to the Wall of Mart today because we were forced to. And so I sat out on the porch and came back in, and now I have worse sinus issues. Worse.
It's so cold outside.
It's not that bad.
Bullshit.
It's really not that bad.
Bullshit.
I have a hoodie on.
I feel it.
You had the option of a hoodie.
I have a fucking leather jacket on, and
That's
I'm
true.
still
You
freezing.
did. You did. I forgot you had a jacket on. There was that. So
don't tell me it's not cold. If I am freezing and I'm saying it's cold, it's cold.
It wasn't that cold.
Bullshit. You're in a hoodie and sweatpants.
Yes, which is
and
why
I am
I'm
in
not
blue
cold.
jeans and a fucking leather jacket. Tell me how that makes sense.
Oh, we actually were going to talk about random headlines for this cup because the propaganda
and at this
machine.
point, it's just become random.
It is just random. The propaganda machine over the past week has been off the rails.
That's a sharp turn from what we were talking about.
It is, but it's kind of sort of because ours is actual stuff that's happened. But we were going to talk about headlines, and then all that shifted within just minutes. And that's what's happening with these news cycles. And it is designed to break brains.
It is.
And it's like, oh, look here, there's this huge, horrible thing. And then news came out that one of those big, huge, horrible things didn't happen.
Literally. It was so fake, and every single news outlet covered it and then pulled it.
Yes. And what was interesting was that the outlet that was covering the fact that's like, oh, this was a parking lot. This was not what it said it was, but everything went down the memory hole within an hour.
It was like a Mandela effect.
It was.
That shit went.
It truly was like Mandela effect. It's, yeah, good observation.
Like, just take it away and just ignore it. Don't acknowledge it whatsoever and make the people think they're crazy. That's their whole plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just been...
You know, they talk about that in the new season of American Horror Story where it has Kim Kardashian in it. And she's actually not a bad actress.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad like, she has some skills.
They talk about that shit in there. As far as like, okay, do something else and then make them think they're wrong for thinking whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the whole purpose of gaslighting.
Literally gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. That's what it is. They took that fucking meme literally.
Yeah. And that was the whole thing. And it's, if you ever read, I think it was James Henry that wrote Turn of the Screw. All I know that it was that when I was in high school, there was 121 pages of pure hell for me. That was the worst written thing that
read.
They had deemed classic literature, and there was probably someone out there going, it was a brilliant piece of literature. I love Turn of the Screw.
Was it?
But it was these kids, and that they had this nanny, and that they would do weird shit, just little minute shit, and then it was gaslighting her. It was breaking her brain. That was the whole point.
And you know, when you think about that, that is evil.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Like, seriously, when you actually, not just surface level look at it, be like, oh, okay, they were just doing weird shit and she went crazy. No, you have to actually be like, oh, okay. Yeah, because it was, like you said, little minute, just subtle thing. It's like a fucking observation duty. That's what it is. Just little subtle things happening. But you think you're going insane. Yeah. But they're actually happening.
When you know, or you think you know.
Do you know what you know?
Right. Right. Did you really see that? Did that really move?
And then their answer is no.
But
doubt.
You know,
yes, I did see that.
Those seeds of doubt that make you question yourself. And that can be fucking insidious. We're not talking about as far as introspection, because that's a good thing.
Well, it depends on the type of introspection, if you know how to navigate that.
Well, being introspective and taking self-inventory is always a good thing. There's a difference between doing this in a very analytical way or in a self-deprecating way. You don't want to go to that latter.
That's what some people do. They are in that self-deprecating way.
Well, then that's counterproductive. That's not a self-inventory. That's just, somebody being brutal to self. So that's counterproductive. But when somebody else is doing this and making you continually doubt yourself, if you all are blessed enough to have never dealt with a narcissist, God bless you.
Oh, they make you doubt yourself.
They make you doubt everything about your existence.
They do.
And it's like, then as far as when you grow up in that, and then when you're constantly questioned, well, why did you? Why do you do this? Why do you think this? Why do you want that? Why do you need that? Why? That you feel like you have to do a dissertation about everything.
Because I fucking want to. Leave me alone.
It gives you a bit of an attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Some people, it'll beat them down. Some of us, it just pisses us off. And we've got a whole lot of people in society today that are pissed off because they're seeing through the bullshit. Yeah. So that's something. And then you've got people that truly have had their brains broken. And honestly, Leo King and Robert Phoenix warned about this months ago. We tried to pass that knowledge on to you all as far as with the eclipse and with all this other stuff that this shit was coming down the pike. Because you got people that are just broken. And some of those broken people can be dangerous.
Yes.
So keep your head on a swivel.
Please do.
Wherever you are. I mean, it was like, I saw a news story the other day. Dude was walking along a waterway, nothing. And all of a sudden, here comes this vehicle that's like maybe 50 yards from him, that they were racing on the road that was a good distance from them. Somebody lost control of their vehicle, came down through there, and ended up in the waterway.
Okay.
So this is why it's important to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in stores.
Head on a swivel.
In stores, you can see people that honestly, and it's not just people that are elderly, that are having to have people to help them navigate through stores. That or they're walking around and they look like they are completely, totally lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Are we talking about just regular day-to-day people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but if they change a layout on a store, and it's been a hot minute since you've been in that store and you remember the old layout, then all of a sudden it's a new layout, you are going to wander around lost as hell.
Well, I do get that, but these are people that honestly you can, I don't know if it's a matter of them being distracted or overwhelmed or a combination of that plus other things that's going on, but they're not totally present.
When you're overstimulated, because that tends to happen with neurodivergent people, and Walmart is a prime example of a place to get highly overstimulated.
Oh, yeah.
In every sensory way possible. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit not there, in that they're not going to be fully present in that moment because they are traveling between two worlds at that moment. They're freaking out. They're trying to stay present while also in a way dissociating.
Right. And
it's
that's
that fucking double vision bullshit.
That's one of the things that, for me,
it's like dream walking.
Sleepwalking. After Halloween, I mean, it's not like we go to stores at this point much anymore anyhow. We just don't. Because there's multiple factors. But I will avoid them like the plague. Because the people, and it's worse, and there's more of them, and they're all wandering around lost and running over you with buggies and not paying attention and getting up in your space.
But then
and
again,
it's just
like,
no.
They've always been like
it's
that in a way.
worse during the season of greed.
Yeah.
It truly is.
But like I said, they've always sort of been like that. It's always been a rough season ever since commercialism, became a thing.
Which is sad because when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. The world wasn't like it is now. And it makes me feel sad. And people are like, what has this got to do with the picture in the background? It's candy. Well, we're talking about the Walmart, and that's where most people buys the candies.
Yeah.
And so I have a story that actually is from Daily Mail by Emma Saletta, I think is what it is. Mm-hmm. And this was October the 19th, because you need to be thinking about some candies if you have trick-or-treaters. And if you don't have trick-or-treaters, then pick what you like. Little airplane bottles of liquor is always an option for adults.
Is it? Is it?
And
or is that alcoholic brain?
I have not imbibed in months. But they have come up with, let's see who it was that, because I didn't do this in my normal layout. Here it is. CandyStore.com has said that the 10 most popular Halloween candies in the U.S. this year: Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. We've been going through those.
Reese's Pieces.
Hot tamales, which are these little cinnamon, really, really cinnamon chewy thingies. They're not gummies.
Cinnamon version of Mike and Ike's.
Yes, they have a hard candy shell over them, and then they've got the chewy thing on the inside. Skittles.
While you're going to hear rattling, I'm having to deal with a rat.
Skittles. Sour Patch Kids. Starburst. Hershey's Kisses. Candy corn made the list this year. I was thrilled.
Isn't that wonderful?
Hershey's mini bars and Snickers. Now I know there's a lot of people that they be hating on the candy corn.
Candy corn, that's a specialty thing. That's the fact that it's on that list, because people are finally waking up to realize, hey, candy corn ain't that bad.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It is this autumn thing. It's a goodness. It is a goodness.
Yeah.
And
they're
so
whimsical.
For all those years that people's like, if candy corn, why they do that? The hell with those people. Candy corn made the top 10 list this year.
It did. Be happy about it, or be sad. And if you're sad that the candy corn is on there,
if you're sad, then go get you a Skittle.
One of those freeze-dried Skittles.
That
are puffed up.
Yeah.
I would like to. I would honestly like to try some of that freeze-dried candy.
I don't know that. These things, and it's interesting because some of this appears to be generational. It really does. My generation and above are not as much into these horrifically sour candies as the younger kids.
Oh, yeah. We love sour stuff.
I mean, painfully sour.
Oh, yeah. They'll hurt you.
Now, let me tell you something.
They'll corrode your mouth and everything sometimes.
It's like when the citric acid is debreeding the inside of your mouth. Should you really be consuming that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's when it's good.
Not.
That's when it's the most harsh. Is when it's the most good. The most damaging. Damage my soul with that sour.
No, it's a matter of that's self-harm. That becomes
absolutely, but it's the most wonderful self-harm.
There was like Omega explaining to us that like battery acid, you can neutralize that with vinegar.
Mm-hmm. Although apple cider vinegar, it's weak.
It's what I had. Did it work? Did it work?
It's weak.
Did it work?
It's weak.
Anyhow.
You can ask Phil. It's weak.
With the sour stuff. Now, this is where, with your kids, get you some of the sour stuff. Well, I've actually got some citric acid. You can use it in cooking. You can you can do
lick
that,
it.
but you can also use it in cooking. And instead of having so much liquid that you're looking for that sour kick, you can put a little bit of citric acid in it.
Yeah, you just lick it.
Well, you can do that too. So we can.
You want
I
that
can
sour
save
just to get
money.
a whole
I
bag.
can save money with that. But no, if somebody gets some of these sour things, then trade with your children if they bring home chocolate. Hell yeah, I will give you all this sour stuff. I will give you the bottle of citric acid. Go and knock yourself out with it. Let me have the chocolate.
You know what? That's how it is with every single parent. Almost every single fucking parent, besides the Skittles. Sometimes the Skittles get snatched up.
You know what? We could give out
But it's mostly the chocolate bars and yeah.
I could give out K-Cups. I could give
K-Cups to
these
children.
Absolutely.
Our house would get egged so fast.
Oh, hell no. Eggs cost too much. Are you kidding?
You're right.
Nobody,
Toilet paper.
You don't have to know.
Toilet paper
You don't
ain't
have
rationed
to
anymore.
worry about toilet paper or eggs anymore because they cost too damn much.
Now you got to worry about the online shit. What will happen online?
But yes, I could give out little K-Cups to trick-or-treaters.
Don't you dare do that to the trick-or-treaters. They have hiked all the way up to our house. You're giving them some damn candy, not some coffee in a tube.
Are you kidding? If I shared some of my Sumatra with them, they're
going to try it and they're going to be like, bleh. The parents would like it.
I have been drinking coffee since I was small child. Small child.
Not my generation. Not my generation. No.
That's just the, But
give them a Monster, maybe that's different.
No, I wouldn't do that to them. But we actually did, because that's the diabetic supply in case the sugar drops, that you do have to do the candies.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's always interesting to wake up and it's like, kids like, this is not the time to ask me philosophical questions if I've got a glucose level of like 40.
You do that with me.
Your glucose level is not 40.
Well, when I'm feeling off.
No, I just do that because that's usually about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But let us know what your favorite candies are and how these things have changed over the years. But the candies have changed. And it's just like dumb suckers.
They ain't the same.
They used to be great.
They ain't the same.
No,
They
because
so small
everything...
now.
Right.
Like
I mean,
get
that's
just
just
a
like...
marble. Like the smallest marble of candy on a stick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. They are about the size of a Skittle on a stick.
When they used to be about what? What's that grand? The main marble, that's the big one?
Like the
shooter?
Uh-huh, the shooter.
Yeah. They used to be the size of the shooters.
And then you had...
Seriously, they're so small now.
Charms used to make some absolutely amazing lollipops. We call them suckers around here. And it wasn't the kind that was filled with bubble gum or whatever. But they were just a regular sucker. And they were so good. And now I think all they make is these Charms blow pops, which is 9/10 horrible bubble gum with a very
delicious.
thin candy shell.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Yeah.
And this shrinkonomics thing on everything. And I think that like some of the trick-or-treat packages of like M&Ms and stuff, they had like 3 in them. That's crazy. It's like, don't do that to children. Don't do that to children.
And you're wanting to give them K-Cups?
Absolutely. Do you know how much that is per cup? That would be giving them
Be useless to the child.
Them value.
To the parent, it will be greatly appreciated to the parent.
Coffee. I have drunk coffee since, like I said, small child. I'm not the only one out there. I'm not the only one.
What modern kid drinks coffee day one, straight up?
I don't know. I try to avoid modern children's.
I can tell you, none. Until they get older.
Now we know the mystery is solved. That is what is wrong with these children. They have a coffee deficiency.
I didn't drink coffee growing up.
You have a nutritional deficiency. That's what it is, because it is a basic food group. I must endeavor.
Bullshit.
I must endeavor to increase your coffee consumption.
Bullshit.
It could solve many
things. Not basic. No. It does not solve everything.
You were the one that gave me the sticker that says my blood type is coffee.
Because you like coffee. So, of course, I'm going to get you coffee memorabilia.
Yes. But I think that we have solved the mystery of the ages. It's the coffee deficiency. So you would rather
have...
have...
the sound of the slug?
I do.
That's my take on the coffee deficiency right there.
But now I did, in case we will, barring unforeseen, who knows whether we will get out again between now and Halloween. I did get some of the Skittles in the individual packs. We never have trick-or-treaters. We don't.
No.
But I will tell you this. We have become the really cool, spoopy house in the area. That people, it's like, oh, look, they decked out.
Yeah.
They decked out. And it's like, yes, we did that. We did that. Good job. So you have to buy stuff that you're going to enjoy.
Yes.
If
you don't like it, don't buy it.
Right. And more, do not be that person that gives an individual stick of chewing gum. Oh, God. Old people back in the day, they would do that. They would do that.
Those old stale sticks of gum.
Yes, the old ladies.
Paul gave me some.
The old ladies had been in their pocketbook for years. It was so old that it broke.
Uh-huh. And sometimes you still try to eat it.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't want to offend them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you definitely spit it out later. As soon as
it's too late then. Huh? It was too late then. It was
some of that gum is bad.
Yeah.
The old nasty stale stick gum. This gum is wonderful. Oh, that's some old nasty stale stick gum.
It's like, don't eat that. That's been in where's that been?
That's been in the bottom of your pocketbook for 20 years.
How long? That's since World War II. Don't eat that. No, that's nasty. It's past. No, that is not part of an MRE.
It's long expired.
All right, kid. Final thoughts on the random.
I pretty much said all I need to say.
Oh, if you've had experiences with random, with paranormal and paranoid, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. We'll put the link to the article that was slightly referenced. That'll be there also.
Slightly?
It was just very slightly referenced.
Briefly.
Should we tell them that we had encouraged Omega, who has interesting...
Tell someone that they got demons on their house?
Yes, possibly mentally ill neighbors.
They're
that
highly
generational...
paranoid.
That they keep moving in and keep thinking that
Every single one is paranoid.
Right.
And so it's just like, tell them I saw demons crawling on your house earlier. And seriously, they would go...
We're encouraging
boot out of there so fast.
We're encouraging it. And he's like, that they had never seen a skunk before. I'm like, where are these people from?
Obviously,
they're not from here.
City folk.
So
City folk.
That he said every one of
them. They were traumatized from living in apartments all their lives.
It could be. And it's like, so
and it's just generational at this point.
If he tells them that he has seen demons crawling on the outside of the house, it may not faze them if they're from a city.
No. Because they're constantly afraid someone's breaking into their house. So yeah, they would be paranoid about some paranormal entity.
I was encouraging him to do that. I really was.
They would believe that that demon shit.
Are you going to do your little thing tonight?
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good...
Know that you're very loved.
Yes.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.